Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. It has been, well, according to YouTube, I've still been watching, the numbers, viewers or what have you. But according to that, it's been about 3 weeks since I've uploaded a video, since I've done a video even. I haven't really cared to do one. Let me see here. For those of you who are not aware of why I'm doing these videos, I basically have been documenting my long COVID ME/CFS journey. Doing it, mostly for myself. I am attempting to get on disability, which I'm seeing even more so now that I really need to be on it. I am basically barely working anymore. It's getting to be more and more difficult for me to be able to get around. I'll talk about that in a minute. But also, the reason why I'm doing this is also in hopes it might be able to help somebody out who's going through something similar. Maybe they're just struggling with some sort of health condition, may not be long COVID, ME/CFS, but looking for some sort of emotional support. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people I don't want to say they don't understand, it's more they don't care, and we know that. So anyway, fortunately, I have a couple of people in my life, husband and wife, friends, who do care, and they are helping me, and I am extremely grateful for it. Believe me, I would be out on the streets right now if it wasn't for them. So, a bit of an emotional morning. Mostly because I've been up most of the night now, most of the morning, dealing with low blood sugars. I'm also a type 1 diabetic. I still say that I have a genetic predisposition for type 1, but I'm the only one in the family who got it at such a late stage in life. And I think that, and wasn't showing any symptoms of diabetes beforehand. I know the symptoms and everything. I was showing absolutely no signs of it or anything. And then I had I had COVID almost 4 years ago. And then 4 months later, I diagnosed type 1. So, personally, I think that what happened is because COVID is so alien to all of us, even our own antibody system, that it was basically pulling out all the punches and triggered that GAD antibody to try and fight it. And I think that's what wound up happening with me becoming a type 1. Of course, doctors can't confirm that because this is so new, all I get is shoulder shrugs. We just don't know. So, but that's my opinion as to how I wound up becoming a type 1. I have dealt with mostly what I've been dealing with as far as long COVID symptoms are concerned. A lot of pain, especially in my chest area. Basically, it actually started in my elbow, my right elbow, and then wound up migrating to my chest, mostly on my right side over here, especially actually started more in here in this area, then migrated up to here into my pectoral region, and then migrated over here into my larynx, and basically from my larynx all the way down to the top of my abdomen. I've been having issues, and that's when things really got bad with me financially. Lost everything. And what little bit I did have left, I sold. And I was in Vegas at the time, and I wound up here in Minnesota. And I was going to the Mayo Clinic. That's where I finally was diagnosed with the long COVID ME/CFS, and started on treatment options, mostly supplements, not stuff that you can just find readily over the counter, but or heck, even at places like Vitamin Shop or GNC, even you have to kind of do some special ordering of these powders. I'm able to get them through Prime, Amazon Prime, and the reason why I have to do the powders, with the exception of the one, is because specific dosages. So that's been the big thing. It's those specific dosages. So, even the one, you can't get it readily over the counter. They're pro-resolving mediators, and you just can't just go to like Walmart, Walgreens, or even GNC and be able to get them. At least not the GNC that I went to. So I was ordering them through Amazon Prime. And again, specific dosages. So, anywho, aside from the pain, also dealing with a lot of brain fog, dizziness, and chronic fatigue. And I'm not talking, I feel really tired or really exhausted, like you normally would if you put in a hard day's worth of work or something like that. It isn't like that. This is just debilitating to the point where I can be fine this second, next second, I'm literally passing out. And sometimes, actually most of the time, there's not any warning. I just, and I'm gone. And I can't control it. So, yeah, that's kind of that's in a nutshell, that's what I've been dealing with, and it's getting worse. I have, like I said, I have been taking supplements. I'm sorry, I know I've got the air conditioner going in the background right now, so if you hear it, I hope it's not drowning me out too much, but it's a little bit warm. So, not Vegas warm, but still warm, especially up here on the second floor of the house. So, anywho, like I said, I have been taking supplements, these ones in particular. If you're interested in knowing which ones they are, just head over there to the blog and look at the video descriptions, peruse through them all, and I've got them all listed on one of the posts. It's from like about 3 months ago, something like that, 3 months ago. 3, maybe 4 months even. So I'm not entirely too sure. But I know it's sometime towards the start of the year. So anyway, I have been taking those. I stopped, I want to say about a week and a half ago. I know I tried stopping a little bit ago, but it wasn't quite time yet, I would say. But I have definitely been able to go off of them from a week and a half ago. Aside from doing those supplements, I also have been doing physical therapy to help with rebuilding all of this, and also have a car accident injury from 8 years ago. But basically, I did a double whiplash in it. I was rear-ended, and yeah, we've also been taking care of my neck and head injury from that, because that was also being affected by what was going on up here. I'm going to turn this off. Hold on. It's kind of hard for me to talk over it. So, anywho, yeah, I've been doing okay. Being off, like I said, it's only been a week and a half. I've been doing okay as far as here is concerned. Still feeling things as far as, like storms and so forth. That's my biggest trigger, are storms. They don't necessarily have to be right here. I've been feeling them like about 1,000 miles away, okay, depending on the pressure that they're giving off or whatever. So yeah, but I'm still feeling a little bit of aches and pains in through here, but it's not been bad at all, which has been awesome. Oh no, let me guess. Oh, I'm finally high for a change. My blood sugar. It's been so annoying. Yeah, finally out of the red zone. The only problem is now I'm high. My sugars for the last 36 hours have been just driving me nuts. I've either been really high or really low. There's been no happy medium, and it's been very difficult trying to get my diabetes under control. So, anywho, I'll get to that here in a minute. If I remember, part of the brain fog issues. I have very poor memory now. I can't think straight most of the time. It's like I feel like my brain is just gone, like I'm dealing with dementia or something. And trying to get it together, it's very, very difficult. Anyway, back to the physical pains I've been dealing with. The pain, like I said, in my chest and has been a lot better. Allergies have been better this year. That's been another issue I've been dealing with is allergy issues. I was having very bad sensitivities to chemicals, especially like laundry detergents and so forth. That's been a lot better. A lot better. If anything, with going out, working, I'm a delivery driver now. Being out and about, all of the aromas and so forth is a lot more manageable than what it has been over the last 3 years now. So yeah, that's a very, very good positive sign. But there is a huge but here. I feel like the pain has migrated, unfortunately. I'm having a lot of issues with being able to walk. My feet, my feet hurt a lot. And I know if I was to go and talk to my diabetic doctor, he would probably be questioning neuropathy. It's possible, but at the same point, I'm already dealing with a nervous condition. That's basically the MECFS. It attacks the nervous system. So I'm already dealing with a nervous system disorder. So it could just be that it's migrated. It's like, oh, okay. You want me to leave this area so you can breathe better? Okay, fine. I'm going to attack this area instead. It's kind of how I feel. Mostly it's in my feet, but I will also feel it in my legs. My knees in particular, but I've also had bad knees for the last 30 years. I did talk last week when I saw the physical therapist. I did talk to him about the situation with my feet. He said that all this back here and so forth has been feeling a lot better with the therapy that I've been doing. It's been a combination of physical therapy that we've been doing together, and also massages. But he did give me a couple of things to try with my feet to try and help with the situation. It has helped, but we definitely need to come up with a treatment plan. And he wanted to have the weight to be able to research and so forth, because he knows that what we're dealing with, as far as the long COVID ME/CFS is concerned. And he said a lot of time, he was saying at the time, that a lot of times it's, especially with what I was dealing with, particularly with the one foot, it was my left foot, this tendon in my arch, it was just so like this. I mean, I couldn't walk on my foot. It just hurt so bad. So, he was saying that a lot of times it starts with issues in the heels. And I'm like, yes, because that's basically where I'm having the majority of my issues, especially now. The tendon in my foot is a lot better. It's not it's not nearly as tight as what it was. I can walk on it again. But my heels are just very, very tender. And I know some people would be like, oh, you might want to get checked out for bone spurs or this or that, which, and I did discuss it with him about possibly having x-rays, but he's thinking the same as me, that it's just, because it's just sudden, all of a sudden, It could be because, I've been walking funny for so long, that it's put strain on my feet, so now we got to get that straightened around. I don't know. There's several possibilities that could be going on. But physical therapy, I think that would be the best thing for me as far as treatment is concerned, as far as my feet. But yeah, last night, and it's also arthritis. I've been feeling it in my bones and in my toes, like yesterday. As far as I know, I don't know. I didn't look at the radar to see if there was anything close by as far as storms were concerned, to see if maybe that was affecting. But here it was beautiful out. I was just in so much pain being here in the house, especially with the air conditioning. I went outside in the sun and took my shoes and socks off and just sat there in the grass and let that sun just penetrate, and still it wasn't helping much. And I'm just trying to stretch out, bend, flex, using my hands, the whole ball of wax, and it just hurts. So, but anyway, yeah, and I was using my cane a lot yesterday afternoon, and then last night I just crashed. Literally just died. I was so exhausted. So, yeah, that was, I just couldn't stay awake. I mean, and I fell asleep. I thought maybe I'd sleep for an hour like I usually do, would take in an afternoon nap or whatever. By this point it was about 7:30ish, something like that. And I slept for about 5 hours. And it was just like, wow. So, yeah. But anyway, I know I feel very tired right now. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I was gonna be seeing the physical therapist today, but after dealing with all these low sugars for most of the night and into the morning, I'm just really tired, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna change this appointment, so I'll see him on Friday at 11 o'clock, which would be a lot better. So, yeah. But anywho, I know there was something I was going to talk about with the diabetes. No, I don't remember. See what I mean? And it does. That it doesn't help either. I know I'm perimenopausal, and unfortunately, the long COVID, from what I've read, also affects us women with our menstrual cycles. So that's what it was. That's I'm on the right track, so don't worry. know, it's hard to think straight a lot of times. So anyway, yeah, it's like with us women, it affects our menstrual cycles. Not as far as flow is concerned, but interrupts them. So we might go for several months, something like that, without a period, and then all of a sudden get it back. And unfortunately, during that time, I don't know about other women, but I know with myself, basically the pattern that I've gotten into is I will have my period for a few months, something like that, and then I'll stop for about 3 months. It's always 3 months I'll not have my period. But with being tested to see if I'm in menopause or not, it's still showing that I'm going through my cycles. And I know I'm still going through my cycles because of, I'll feel the cramping, I'll get bloated, and I'll have other symptoms, basically, but nothing will happen. And unfortunately, I'm also dry as a bone that whole time. And I'm talking about down there, yeah, in my private areas. I mean, horribly dry. And unfortunately, during those times also, with the bloating especially, I get horribly bloated in my hands, my extremities, and I think that's part of what's going on with my feet also, and very stiff also. And the reason why I say I think that's what's going on with partly with my feet also is because, I mean, my feet, by the end of this 3 month cycle, my feet were very bloated, and I was trying everything. I mean, and during this time, I'm trying everything I possibly can to get rid of the bloating, and unfortunately, I can't. And I'm trying and trying and trying, doing all kinds of walking, exercising, stretches, this, that, and I can't. And then now all of a sudden, I finally get my period back, so I'm flushing everything out of my system, and now I don't have any of that bulk or what have you in my feet to help protect them. And now, of course, the arthritis is setting in, and I think that's what's happening. And as far as the reason why I think I'm having so many issues with my sugars now is because, I finally am through my period, but now I'm going through the ovulation cycle. That in between time of the actual bleeding, I'm going through that, and my body doesn't know what to do. And it's having a hard time compensating because it's actually going through a full ovulation cycle now, and it's chun with my sugars. So I think that's what's happening. And I shouldn't say I think, I know that's what's happening. I know that's what's happening. I've always been somebody who's had to be and doctors find this very fascinating. I even had it. I had a virtual meeting with Mayo. I think it was a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, something like that. I don't remember. But the person that I spoke with, she was a wellness coach, basically. And she thought it was fascinating that I was so in tune with my body. Because doctors are used to dealing, and I've come to realize that doctors are so used to dealing with people who have no idea what's going on with their bodies or whatever. Then all of a sudden they deal with somebody like me who is always had to be in tune with their body, basically, and who's taken care of their body and has learned about their body and so forth. And it's more of a partnership. I'm there to talk to them about things that I don't know, or to maybe, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's right there on top of my head. Of course, on top of the brain fog. it's more of a confirmation of what I'm suspecting. I'm there for confirmation, you know, basically to settle my confidence. So, and it's a bit of a unsettling thing for him, because I know that doctors, they can have a tendency to have egos also, and then I come in and I kind of challenge not just their egos but also their knowledge about things. So, and that can be a bit of a hit to the ego as well. So, and here I am, just a layman coming in, and it's kind of like, are you sure you're not a doctor? It's like, no, I'm not. I can't handle. It's funny because I know I've always had that sort of a mind and everything. Always been very good medically, understand things and so forth, but I can't handle the sight of an X-ray and just internal organs, bones, structures. Oh, it grosses me out. But I've always been very good at all that sort of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to come up here for a change. I've been thinking about it. I did get a when I did see the doctor, my GP, primary PCP. I think it was a couple weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, it was just before Memorial Day weekend. That's right. That Thursday before. That's right. And when I saw him talk, basically update my chart for when, excuse me, Social Security gets around to requesting my records and so forth. I have updated records in there, symptoms and so forth. I also talked to him about getting a handicap placard, and he agreed to it. So he downloaded the form and got it filled out, and I just filled out the portion that I had to fill out with my personal info. Unfortunately, there's a DMV location just right across the street here from me. And I was just able to run over there and get that taken care of. And I already got it. I got a temporary one, but the permanent one had to be sent from the Capitol, which is just right around the corner, basically, also, too. I live in the Twin Cities area, basically. So, and St. Paul, of course, is the state capital, so it's not too far from here. But, yeah, the temporary that I had was good for 2 months, but they got it to me. I got it not yesterday, day before. That's when it was, the day before, so yay. Which is awesome. So, anywho, that has come in handy, and many times already. I don't want to be using it if I don't need it, I'd much rather have it for when I do need it, and then save the parking spaces for people who do need it. I don't feel it's right. I don't want to abuse it, you know what I mean? I realize I need it, but at the same point, I don't need it all the time, every single time. But I will admit that here, especially here lately, I've been needing it more and more and more. So, but yeah. It's, I know. It's like I put it to my one friend yesterday when I showed it to him. I was like, yeah, see what I got? And he's like, all right. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm coming up in the world. I know. But they see it. I know I get frustrated. I get tired and everything. And I'll admit it. And I know they get tired and frustrated as well. And it seems like the more I'm try and push forward, the worse I'm getting. And I was actually reading that there's a MECFS group up on Facebook. And I was reading that with a couple of the posts that I saw. I haven't been up there in a few months, I'd say, something like that. But I don't know. I had that little inkling this morning to just go up there and look. And I wasn't going to, but, just my intuition. And in a way, I'm glad I did. Because, yeah, most of it was just saying, it doesn't pertain to me. But there was a couple of posts where somebody was just like, yeah, and, I've been dealing with it for umpteen years. And, they were complaining, having the same complaint that I just wish I could get rid of this brain fog and the fatigue. Anyway, they were complaining the same thing, that they seem to be getting worse as they're getting older. It's like, yeah. But I have an agreement with Spirit. I can't go anywhere until my little baby here is gone. I can't leave her behind. I won't. I had the opportunity a couple of years ago, and I said no. I had a near-death experience from all of this, and I said no. Because of her. So in the meantime, yeah, I've been working on getting on disability. It's a waiting game right now. All the paperwork has been submitted for the most part. It's now just a waiting game. So, anywho, this is where I'm at right now. I know I really need to get back to work again. I was going to say about working last night, and I didn't. Well, I couldn't. My feet were hurting so bad, and then I wound up crashing, and I need to crash again. I'm just very tired. I know, and I need to make cookies. I'd go buy some, but I don't have any money right now. That's okay. I'm not complaining or anything. I have a little bit, but I need to save that for food. That's why I'm going to make cookies. In case I need to use that money for that. And then tomorrow night, or either tomorrow night or the next night, I will have to go out to work. I know I thought about maybe going back on the supplements for my feet, but I've been also wondering if maybe, especially the one supplement, if it's been contributing to my bloating issues. That's why I'm staying off of it for right now. And I'm doing okay. I just need to get the, things under control in other ways. I don't know, we'll see. I'll see what the physical therapist says on Friday as far as my feet are concerned. So, yeah. And I need to go and take care of my blood sugar too. This high that I'm having. Maybe get a shower. We'll see. But anywho, I just wanted to come up here. I need to talk things out. That's another reason why I do these videos, is to have an outlet when I start feeling really down or whatever. There's been a lot coming in spiritually. This full moon that we just had, it was a blue moon. It happened in Sagittarius. It is very powerful. And I know I've got a lot of downloads coming in right now. So, and I had a big one come in. I'm still That's also a wait and see game. I had this big message come through in a dream. I don't even remember what the dream was about, but the one message that came through was wish granted. I dreamt it was my birthday, but it wasn't my birthday. And I saw 11:11. The time 11:11. My birthday is 11:11, but I didn't see it in that format. 11/11 or 11-11. It was 11:11. So I don't know what that means. And I had that Saturday morning, and I just heard wish granted because it was my birthday, even though it wasn't my birthday. So I don't know. Something gonna happen by the time of my birthday. I don't know. It's my understanding that we also we do have I do know we have a major conjunction coming up on June 9th. Venus is going to be conjuncting Jupiter. There's going to be a conjunction between those two. If you look out to the east, right after sunset, you can see the two planets. It's the two brightest stars out there, and you can see them getting closer and closer together. But that's supposed to be June. That's supposed to happen on June 9th, and it's considered to be the luckiest day of the year. So we're all into waiting on that, see what happens. But especially with it happening right after this full moon, yeah, I'm very curious to see. I don't remember what day that is. Today's the 3rd, so obviously sometime next week. I think it's next Tuesday, something like that. So yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. So wish granted. I'm not too sure what that means, but it's a wait and see game. Oh man. But anyway, all right. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to y'all later.